The face in the mirror is just a costume for other people's comfort.
Watch until the end to reclaim your true self.
Look in the mirror. The face staring back is not you. It's a costume stitched together over years out of other people's comfort. Every smile you performed to diffuse a room that was getting tense, every opinion you swallowed rather than start a fight, every laugh you forced at a joke that wasn't funny for a person you didn't even respect. None of that was personality. That was a performance rehearsed so many times it stopped feeling like acting and started feeling like you. And the audience never left. They won't unless you fire them. You've been so agreeable, so easy, so endlessly convenient that somewhere along the way, the real version of you clocked out and let us stand and take the shift. What's left in the mirror now is a product built by every classroom, every parent, every group chat that ever punished you for being too much. It smiles when it wants to scream. It says no worries through gritted teeth. It says I'm fine honestly, while something underneath goes quiet in a way that should scare you. You're already typing sounds good before you finished reading the message. You already know which room makes you shrink the fastest. You knew before I said it, didn't you? That's not politeness. Politeness is a choice you make with something solid standing under it. This is closer to a hostage negotiation running on a loop, where you're both the hostage and the one negotiating your release, and the ransom gets paid in small, invisible pieces of yourself, one at a time, for years. Carl Jung had a word for the face you built. We'll get to it, but first sit with something uglier. You've worn this mask so long you can't picture your own skin underneath it anymore. That's not an accident. That's the design working exactly the way it was supposed to. Today we take it off, all of it, and we look straight at whatever's been buried alive underneath. This didn't start yesterday. Picture 11 years old, a hallway, the second before you said what you actually thought instead of what was safe. And watch the room go quiet in a way that told you everything you needed to know. Maybe it wasn't a hallway, maybe it was a dinner table, or the back seat of a car on a ride home that went silent for reasons you weren't old enough to name. Somewhere back there you learned the lesson that reshaped the rest of your life. Your unfiltered reaction cost you something. Anger got you punished. Sadness made the adults around you visibly uncomfortable. So they taught you, without ever saying it out loud, to keep it to yourself. Honesty emptied a room faster than anything else you'd ever said. Children learn fast when the lesson is survival, and the lesson was clear. Authenticity is expensive, compliance is free. So you built a second self, a negotiator, a translator between what you actually feel and what's safe to show. That second self got good at his job, frighteningly good. It reads a room before you finish walking into it. Tone of voice, a shift in someone's eyes, and calculates the safest version of you to hand over in the next 30 seconds. And here's the part that should exhaust you just hearing it out loud. That calculation never stops. Right now, some part of you is still running it. Did that comment land wrong? Smile a little wider, just in case. Did she go quiet? Apologize even though you can't name what for. This isn't charisma. This isn't emotional intelligence. It's surveillance running around the clock. And you're both the guard on duty and the prisoner being watched. You know exactly which version of you shows up in which room. The one at work who agrees to a deadline you already know is impossible because objecting makes you look difficult, and you've decided their opinion matters more than your own weekend. The one at your parents' table who nods through an opinion that turns your stomach because peace at that table feels more urgent than the truth. None of these rooms gets the original, and switching between them costs something real. Call it what it is, a tax you pay in energy you never get back. By the end of an ordinary day, you're not tired from the work. You're tired from the translation. Now stack the checklist on top of that. The right job title by 30, the right relationship status by your friend's wedding, the right number in your bank account, your follower count, your square footage. You didn't choose a single one of those numbers. They were handed to you by a culture that needed you predictable, so it built a scoreboard, dressed it up as ambition, and let you believe the idea was yours. So you chase it quietly, certain the next milestone will finally earn you permission to stop performing. It won't. There's no finish line on a track somebody else built because you were never running toward a life. You were running from disapproval, and disapproval doesn't wait for you at a finish line. It's already inside the car with you. Here's the part that doesn't announce itself. There's no single dramatic betrayal, no one moment you can point to and say, there, that's where I lost myself. There are 10,000 small ones. A preference silenced in a restaurant, a boundary dissolved in a group chat, an honest sentence swallowed because the timing felt wrong. Every one of them felt survivable on its own. Small enough to justify, small enough to forget by the next morning. But self-betrayal compounds like debt nobody told you you'd taken on. Quietly, invisibly, until the interest outweighs anything you originally borrowed. And one day, doing something completely unremarkable, you catch your reflection in a window and feel almost nothing looking back. Not sadness. Sadness would at least mean something's still alive in there. Just static. Just a fluent, agreeable stranger who happens to be wearing your face and functioning fine. Watch it happen once, in real time. A friend texts you a favor that costs you an entire Saturday you were actually looking forward to. You feel the no arrive first, fast, clean, immediate. And then you feel it get intercepted, mid-throat, replaced with something safer before it ever reaches your mouth. Yeah, of course, happy to. You'll even add an exclamation point, as if punctuation could make the lie more convincing to the person reading it. That's not a personality trait. That's not who you are. That's a reflex firing exactly the way it was trained to. And you didn't decide to run it. It ran you, the same way it's run you 1,000 times before, quietly enough that you never once stopped to notice. You built that prison yourself, brick by brick, one accommodation at a time, telling yourself the whole way through that you were just being nice. What if you weren't? Carl Jung mapped this territory with more precision than almost anyone in modern psychology has managed since. He called the manufactured face the persona, Latin for the mask worn by actors in a Greek amphitheater, built to be read clearly from the back row. And here's where most people misread him completely. He wasn't condemning the mask. He understood something colder and more useful than moral outrage. The mask is necessary. No relationship, no workplace, no functioning life runs on pure, unfiltered impulse. You need a composed face at a funeral, a patient face with a relative who tests every ounce of it. That's not dishonesty. That's the price of living around other people. The danger Jung named isn't the mask's existence. It's the amnesia that follows it. The moment you stop telling the role you play apart from the self underneath it. The moment the actor forgets he's acting and starts believing the mask is his actual face. That's when the persona stops being a tool you use on purpose. It becomes an operating system that uses you instead. Jung called this a kind of theft, not committed by your parents or your culture or anyone external. Committed by you, against you, in a slow trade where safety was the payment and your identity was the price. Think about what a mask is actually built to do. Not depth. Readability. It has to be flat, simple, instantly understood by strangers who put in zero effort. Complexity doesn't survive first contact with a crowd. So the longer you run your life through the persona, the more it sands down every jagged, specific, inconvenient edge that made you a person instead of a category. The contradictions that made you interesting, smoothed over. The opinions sharp enough to cause friction, filed down until they stop drawing blood. What's left is easy to consume, instantly likable, and quietly, catastrophically empty. There's a second half to this model most people never hear, and it's the half that explains the emptiness. Jung had a name for everything you exiled to keep the mask presentable. He called it the shadow. Every trait you buried to stay convenient doesn't die quietly and leave you in peace. It goes underground and waits, gathering pressure the entire time you're congratulating yourself for being so easy to get along with. The anger you swallowed at every dinner table doesn't dissolve. It just changes address. It shows up later as exhaustion that has no obvious cause, as a temper that snaps over something too small to justify it, as a low hum of resentment toward people who never did anything to earn it. You'll call it a bad mood or stress or just being tired. It's rarely any of those things. It's usually the shadow knocking from the other side of a door you spent years reinforcing. That door stays closed for now, but you should know it's there, and you should know it doesn't knock politely forever. Jung had a word too for the process of becoming a whole, undivided person instead of a curated performance. Individuation. It isn't self-improvement. It isn't a better mask. It's the slow, deliberate work of reclaiming everything you exiled to stay likable. The anger, the ambition, the strangeness, the appetite, and folding it back into one coherent person instead of keeping it locked in separate rooms. Almost nobody attempts this. It's uncomfortable. It comes with no applause. And the culture that benefits from your compliance has zero incentive to point you toward the door. You cannot become a whole, specific, undeniable version of yourself while you're still mistaking the costume for the body wearing it. Every year spent perfecting the mask is a year not spent building an actual self. And unlike the mask, the self does not wait forever. So here's how the mask comes off. Not affirmations, not a slow, emotional unfolding you sit around waiting for. Mechanism. First, starve the reflex. Your people-pleasing was never a personality trait. It's a conditioned reflex, wired in through thousands of repetitions before you had the language to object. Like any reflex, it runs on relief. You say yes, the tension in the room drops. Your brain files the exchange as a win, and the habit gets a little stronger. Breaking it doesn't take motivation. Motivation is unreliable, and it disappears the second it's inconvenient. It takes exposure, doing on purpose the exact thing that scares you. Start small. Let a message sit an hour longer than your instinct allows. Say, "Let me think about it," instead of the yes already halfway out of your mouth. Leave a gathering without a 3-sentence excuse for your exit. Your chest will tighten. Your mind will manufacture catastrophes on command. They'll be furious. They'll never speak to you again. Don't fix it. Don't perform your way out of the discomfort. Sit inside it, fully clothed in the anxiety, until it passes on its own. It always passes. Every time you tolerate that discomfort instead of running the old escape, the reflex loses a fraction of its grip. Do it enough and you'll get a half-second of space before the reflex fires. That half-second is where your actual choice finally lives. Keep count if you need proof this is working. Not a big log, just a tally. Every time this week you sat with the discomfort instead of collapsing into the old pattern, the number will be small at first, 3, maybe 5. That's not the point. You're not measuring volume. You're collecting evidence that the reflex can be interrupted at all. And once you've proven that to yourself one time, it stops being a theory and starts being a fact you can use. Second, audit the checklist. Take an inventory of every goal steering your life and put each one on trial. For every item, ask one question and answer it honestly. If no one on earth would ever know I achieved this, no announcement, no audience, no applause, Would I still want it? The promotion? Would you want the extra hours in complete silence? The relationship milestone? Would you want it with no wedding to plan? No one watching the timeline? Take this further than a thought exercise. Say the goal out loud to someone you trust in plain words and listen to how it sounds leaving your mouth without the usual polish. Notice how quickly your voice tries to soften it, hedge it, apologize for it before you've even finished the sentence. Some goals will survive that. Keep those. They're actually yours and they deserve your full effort without a shred of apology. Most won't survive it. Most will reveal themselves as scripts you inherited from parents, institutions, or algorithms that profit from your compliance and have never once known your name. Most of what you've been calling ambition is inherited fear wearing a nicer outfit. Find it, then cut it loose, not with an announcement, but with quiet, permanent precision. Third, weaponize the inconvenient self. This is the step most people quit at because it demands the exact behavior your persona was built to prevent. Become difficult on purpose as a discipline. Set a boundary you know in advance will disappoint someone you love and hold it without softening it into an apology. Say the opinion that breaks the room's comfortable agreement, even when silence would be so much easier. Say no as a complete sentence, without the 4 paragraphs of justification that used to come stapled to it. Let people feel your edges. Tell the family member who always gets the soft version of you that this year you're not making the trip, and don't apologize 17 times on the way to saying it. Tell your partner the thing you've been managing around for months plainly, without wrapping it in 3 layers of reassurance first. It will feel physically like something is about to break. Here's what almost nobody tells you going in. Some of them will leave. That's not a malfunction. That's the process working exactly as designed. The people who only ever tolerated the mask were never loyal to you. They were loyal to their own comfort, and for years you were the one supplying it, mistaking their approval for connection. Losing them isn't a loss. It's information you were too afraid to collect. Every boundary you hold works like a filter. It sorts the people in your life into 2 piles, the ones who can stand the real you, and the ones who could only ever stand the performance you built to protect yourself. You need to know which pile is which. This doesn't mean cruelty or picking fights for sport. That's just a different costume. It means matching what you do to what you actually believe, and accepting the 2 won't always line up with what the room wants. The friction you cause isn't something to apologize for. It's proof of life. It's the sound a real person makes when they stop editing themselves in real time. Understand this now, because almost nobody warns you in advance. Being disliked isn't a side effect of this process. It's the entrance fee. You cannot be universally comfortable to be around and fully yourself at the same time. Those 2 things can't live in the same body forever. One gets sacrificed so the other can exist. Everyone who ever built something undeniable, a body of work, a self that couldn't be mistaken for anyone else's, paid this exact tax. They disappointed people. They let themselves be misread by rooms that clearly preferred the easier, quieter version of them. That's not the cost of failure. That's the receipt proving the thing underneath was real. The version of you built to be liked by everyone is, by simple math, a blend of everyone else's preferences with nothing sharp left in it. It has no edges because edges are exactly what make people uncomfortable enough to walk away. But edges are also the only thing that makes you specific, recognizable, undeniably, irreplaceably you. So before you can meet whoever's been buried under the mask, you have to let the mask die. Sometimes in public, often awkwardly, right in front of the people who preferred the old performance. Let them dislike it. Certain relationships, built entirely on your compliance, will not survive your honesty. They were never built to. Let them end. This isn't cruelty. It's sorting. Deciding finally who actually gets you and who only ever got the performance. The self that's been waiting under the persona isn't fragile. It doesn't need your protection. It's been buried under years of appeasement, and it's been patient the whole time, waiting, not for permission, but for you to stop apologizing for the fact that it exists. So stop scanning the room before you speak. Stop auditioning for approval you were never required to earn. The people meant to stay in your life will stay for what's underneath the mask, not for what was painted on top of it. And the ones who only ever wanted the performance were never actually watching you in the first place. They were watching a product you built to keep them comfortable. There's a version of you that lives only in the gap between what you feel and what you're willing to show. Every day you spend maintaining that gap is a day spent as a curator instead of a person. That gap doesn't close on its own. Nobody grants you permission to close it. You take it, one uncomfortable moment at a time, and you keep taking it long after the applause for your old performance has gone quiet. The mask had one job: keep you safe by keeping you small. It did that job well. That was never in question. The only question left is whether safety was ever what you actually wanted, or just the only thing you were ever offered. Take it off. Go back to that mirror now. Same face, same room. Nothing about the glass has changed. What's changed is what you're willing to see in it. Look past the version that was built for other people's comfort and find the one underneath, the one with the opinions that used to cause trouble, the one who wanted things nobody applauded, the one who got quiet in a hallway once and never fully forgave the silence that followed. That one is still in there. It didn't leave. It's been standing exactly where you left it, waiting for you to stop introducing the mask as if it were the whole story. This isn't going to feel like triumph. Nobody tells you that part either. It's going to feel at first like grief, because taking the mask off means admitting how long you wore it, how many rooms it walked into on your behalf, how many people met it instead of you. Let that grief happen. It's not a sign you're doing this wrong. It's the sound of something finally being told the truth. You don't need a plan for who you'll be once it's off. You just need to stop putting it back on out of habit tomorrow morning in the first room that makes you nervous. That's the whole practice. Not a transformation. 1,000 small refusals, stacked one on top of the other until the refusal stops costing you anything at all. Look in the mirror. This time, stay long enough to actually see who's looking back. Don't look away first. Not this time. Not again.
Your shadow won't knock politely forever. It's time to open the door. Subscribe and like if you're ready for a change.